Hello, everyone. So I am making this video to talk about a post that I made on Threads about how men weaponize food. And the reason why I made this post is actually because I saw this post. And before I really get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to come back. So go ahead and hit it right now. Anyway, I saw this post actually when I was on Facebook, and it reminded me of my own situation. So this person said there's an interesting combo on TikTok right now of how men weaponize food against women. The cooking, the gluttonous overeating, and being inconsiderate, et cetera, et cetera. Women are sharing stories of the men around them eating up food in the home. And this lady responded, during her first pregnancy, my cousin developed diabetes. So her mom and brothers created entire frozen meals for her to eat in 2 weeks so she could focus on her health. And her husband ate it all. Her bros beat that man so badly each time they delivered new food, he begged for a divorce. So I saw this and I was like, man, that reminds me of my exes. So I actually made a post, and this is what I said. I said, on the topic of men weaponizing food, I've got stories. I had two exes who would constantly eat my leftovers even after I told them not to. One of them would pick all the meat out of the dishes, and another time ate 3 apples the very day I bought a bag for the whole house. So yes, men weaponizing food is is absolutely a real phenomenon. So I posted that. I did not expect so many women to respond. Yes, this is a very real thing. So I'm going to share some of these stories. I don't know how many I'm going to share. And then we will talk about, why do men do this? This is a man thing. Let's talk about why they do this. So anyway, let's look at some of these stories, because some of these stories are outrageous. All right. This lady said, my ex-husband bought me and him a slice of chocolate cake. I took too long to eat it, so he did. When I complained about it, he went and bought a whole lemon cake. I complained that I didn't want lemon. I wanted chocolate. Why didn't you replace that? He ate the whole lemon cake too. This lady said, my stepfather would season large amounts of food with seasonings that only he liked. Like, mom would buy a large container of cottage cheese and he'd put Johnny's in the whole thing and then only eat 4 bites, or cinnamon in a pot of chili. If she asked him to stop, he'd either get violent or bitterly sarcastic. Why are men? This lady wrote, didn't know this was a thing that other people experienced until seeing this on Threads recently. My dad had all these foods we kids and my mom were not allowed to eat. Yogurt was the one I remember the most. Only he could eat it. It was expensive and he wanted to eat healthy. On top of being poor and him always saying we needed to be thin, I developed some serious food weight insecurities. I may hide some candy from kids sometimes, but there's only I get to eat foods in my house. This lady wrote, my ex was like that. I had to work a double shift 2 days in a row. I knew I was going to be too exhausted to cook, so I prepped food for myself in advance. Not only did he eat it, but he invited his boys over, all 7 of them, and they ate it all. He yelled at me in front of them just for asking where it was because I thought I misplaced it at first. Also, eating massive portions and not because they're hungry. An older post stuck in my mind of a woman whose husband fixed himself his own plate for once and then was irritated because she tore into him for loading his plate up so much that he left almost nothing for everyone else and snatched it, putting some back some so her and the kids could eat too. I'm talking 80% of the chicken and other stuff. That too is weaponizing incompetence paired with egomaniac syndrome. And I think they're trying to say, yo, or yes, my ex-fiance did the same. I spent so much money for groceries to stock up the kitchen. When we moved in, I bought a box of 24 corn dogs because my 7-year-old at the time loved them. This dude ate 12 of them after I had just finished unloading them from the car. 12 out of 24. Then he would come home and make himself 3 massive fried egg hamburgers and eat every last morsel. God, I hate that dude. He's somebody else's problem now. Yep. And their strategy is to out anger you. So they are the victim. My ex would eat the lunches I packed for myself for work or take them for his lunch. When I got upset, he got more upset, yelling at me how was he supposed to know that it was my lunch? That's the problem too. They make such ridiculous arguments. It's like they think we're stupid enough to believe them. If you know I pack my lunch and you don't, who else's lunch could you be taking from our fridge? This lady said, my ex drank all my beers that I told him he could not have because they were summer edition and I wanted to enjoy them, and made a big Facebook post talking about how I don't feed him well enough because I'm a vile bitch, telling him he doesn't deserve better than ramen. He's been unemployed for 4 months at that time. I was working 2 jobs and donating plasma to make up for the shortfall in bills. Also screaming because I say Black Lives Matter, but wasn't doing enough to take care of him. This lady said, after you effing told him not to is the part that winds me up the most because he would never with a man's food. It's the disrespect. The my body is more important than yours. The I don't take what you say seriously is so effing disrespectful. And we took that mess from them for decades until recently. Now women are waking up to this as why the I have to let myself be used and disrespected in my house? Why the F does this leech live in my effing house that I pay for? And I agree with that so much. This lady wrote, it's real. And also, I think we should discuss how mothers enforce this behavior when they're young. I grew up with a father who always got to have special foods, serve first, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes by the time I got home from school or work as a teen, no one had saved me any food. And the excuse my mother always had was that the boys were hungry. When we had financial problems, the boys in my home still got to eat meat, but the girls were on a beans and rice diet. It was fine for one half. Oh, wait, it was fine for it. And I don't think I have her whole message. And then this lady wrote, there was a Reddit woman who was having surgery and needed a very specific bland diet. So she meal prepped for herself post surgery. Her husband ate them all, and she was crying because she couldn't eat, nor could she remake anything that she recovered. Remake anything as she recovered. The food was tasteless, and he still punished her by eating it. Divorce. This person said, I purchased myself some protein bars, stomach issues, and purchased separate from the communal budget, which I heavily supplemented as it was. And I asked him not to eat them. He did, repeatedly. Never replaced, never apologized, never gave me money to buy more. Once I even taped a note to the opening of the box to explain, let's be real, not about the bars, about respect. Note got ripped, bars eaten, was banned in the making. This lady said, my ex bought me one of those personal size cakes for my birthday. I wasn't hungry in the moment, so I said, feel free to have a piece. That mother fluffer ate the whole damn thing minus one bite. He literally left me a single bite. Who does that? This lady wrote, over the summer, I made my boyfriend, his 8-year-old, and myself dinner. I called them to the table, then ran in our bedroom to change my shirt, check a voicemail. When I came out, they had eaten everything, left the dishes and empty pans on the table, and were back on the couch playing video games. I couldn't effing believe it. I was so disgusted that I went to lay down. Hours later, I come out. The table's still a mess. Like I was expected to clean up for them too. I think about this a lot. My abusive stepfather definitely weaponized food to the point that I still struggle with it. My mom would make a dozen blueberry muffins with blueberries from our yard to be ready and warm when we woke up. We'd wake up and they were gone. He'd hide them. He did this with many foods. Or we'd order Chinese food and be excited about leftovers the next day, and he'd have eaten them all. Don't even get me started on the Thanksgiving. He heated up his fork and a candle at the table and then seared his own flesh. Yeah, no one felt like eating turkey after that. I could go on all day. Needless to say, I still have some effed up food issues. And this lady said, I work with a woman who wanted to get a little turkey to supplement the ham she had last Easter. Her husband said no. They had enough. We work online 48 hours a week building cars. And this woman who works her ass off is 61 years old. I couldn't effing believe it. And then this lady said, I was pregnant, went out to eat, and my ex tried to take food off my plate. I also buy us separate snacks and drinks because we don't like the same things. He would help himself to mine. All right. So this is clearly a phenomenon that is happening to so many women, and it's so irritating. It's happened to me multiple times with several men, some even related to me. I understand that whole thing about somehow the men get in their minds that they are entitled to all of the food, that even food that doesn't belong to them, even if they don't pay for it. They feel entitled to it. But I think there's something else going on psychologically. I think that there's also, beyond the entitlement, it's dominance. I think that men feel like they can dominate if they can take your food from you. It might be a very base kind of instinct that's going on, but it's not okay. The whole point of this post is to show men you can't just eat somebody else's food. It doesn't matter if it's in the refrigerator. It doesn't matter if you have access to it. I mean, I watch one of my exes eat up everything all the time. Just greed. It's the greed that gets to me too. It's like, not only are you eating more than your fair share, you are so greedy. You're eating when you're not even hungry. You're just eating to eat. And I can feel the irritation in so many of the women's messages because it irritates me too. Like I cannot stand a greedy man who, especially a greedy man who's not even contributing. Like, you're not even replacing or contributing. You are just eating what doesn't belong to you and just taking it because you just can. And men have to stop doing this. It's absolutely disgusting behavior. I couldn't grab all, there's so many more responses. I'll link it in the comments. So many more responses on this. So many women experiencing this nightmare of dealing with men. And it's like dominance, it's entitlement. And so many women, it's abuse too. It's abusive because you're taking away nourishment from somebody that may actually need it, especially the women who are sick or pregnant. Stop taking women's food. Stop doing that. Don't put your hands, you go somewhere else, go get your own food. I think I saw another post recently this week about a man who ordered food with his girlfriend's bank card and then didn't pay her back. This trash behavior of men has got to stop. And I'm glad that women are sharing stories about their experiences because, again, I saw that first post and I was like, oh my God, I've dealt with this. Like, the first time it happened with my previous ex, I woke up, I was looking forward to eating my leftovers for lunch. I went in the refrigerator and my leftovers are gone. And I was so angry. And I think a lot of women, we hold our anger in because we've been taught to not blow up like men and have a big old tantrum. So we hold it in, but then it builds up over time and it's making us sick. So it's really important as women to continue to share these stories, continue to advocate for yourself, continue to speak up, and they're exes for a reason. Like, if you can't respect my boundaries, if you can't not eat my food that clearly doesn't belong to you, that you didn't pay for, that is not yours in any way, and you are not entitled to it, you don't need to be in a relationship if you can't respect boundaries. And I think it's great that so many women are like, no, we're not putting up with this anymore. So that is my video for today. Please make sure you watch tomorrow morning on the West Coast. afternoon on the East Coast. I'm going to be live with my friend Chris. We're going to do Kai and Chris live in the morning. So it is 12:30 Eastern time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave your comments. I'm sure that there are more stories because this is something that's so common, and I'm glad women are so pointing it out. It is just using food to dominate and control, and it's disgusting behavior. And I hope that, well, I don't expect men to change right away. But I hope younger men are watching this and knowing that this is not something they should do. I hope for the future that women don't have to put up with stuff like this. But I'm really happy that so many women are like, no. And anyway, yeah, I think that's it. So as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and peace, guys.